Over the last several years, we've been increasing our annual attendance, our daily attendance, and we were looking to accomplish more in 2020. And then in March, COVID-19 hit.
The middle of March, as far as the pandemic, when it really started to set in hard, and having the kids stay at home, I was worried how we were gonna put food on the table. There was a week there where I thought it was the end of the world. I wasn't sure how anyone was gonna pull out of this.
All of a sudden, everything that we had counted on was no longer a sure thing, you know? It was hard to accept the vulnerability that we had, you know, that everything just stopped.
We met several times prior to March 13th with our executive committee, and we had a lot of questions. What were we gonna do? And I remember very distinctly one of our board members said, how are these kids gonna eat? One of the most important things we do every night is feed our kids. So we went to work and I made some phone calls, and the people who provided us with meals were willing to continue to deliver meals here. Over 10 weeks, we delivered more than 7,000 meals, and we're really proud to have been able to do that.
You are the hands and feet that are needed in society. And you guys didn't close up doors and say, oh well, we're done here. You said, no, we're out doing the good work.
We didn't know how we were going to provide for our kids, and the food that came wasn't a handout and it wasn't charity because we couldn't take care of ourselves. It was just the community saying, we're here for you and we're going to figure this out together.
We're a couple months into this. These families, these kids, their lives have been ripped apart. I felt like reopening the club would be the catalyst to help these families get their lives back together. The process to reopen safely was very important. First, we met as a staff, we came up with a plan, we presented it to the executive committee, who formed a subcommittee. And the staff reported to the subcommittee. We wanted to look at the process, make sure we followed all the state and federal and local guidelines that were being put forth by the governor. We came up with a plan, we executed it, we brought it back to the board, and we voted to reopen.
Wasn't easy to come to that decision because we had to weigh a lot of issues. The safety of our staff, the safety of the kids. We did not take it lightly. We have some healthcare professionals on our board, and we leaned heavily upon on those health professionals to really help us get us through that process of making this a safe place during a very, very critical time.
People needed to go back to work. People needed a place for their kids. Now, there were some limitations. The governor had only allowed child care type facilities to open for essential workers. But we figured it out and we got open.
How can we do this, number one, safely? But number two, how can we do this in a quality manner so that we are providing that level of service and that learning academy ability for these kids to continue their education? These kids are used to going to school, going to classes, learning from teachers along with the kids, and now it's going to be a different atmosphere, and we've got to be there to help them so that there isn't a gap in learning.
Becoming a virtual learning academy has required an investment on our part. We've had to upgrade our IT support systems, our wireless systems. We've had to build temporary classrooms in our gym, and we feel it is necessary for us to do this at this point.
Coming towards the end of the school year, I had no idea what was going to happen in the summertime, and then was made aware that the Boys and Girls Club was going to be allowed to open, and that was just a lifesaver.
But I wasn't surprised. The fact that you're going to be turning this great place into an institution for learning in a time, again, where everybody else is not able to do so. And it's going to allow adults, myself included, to go back to work full time, and I'm eternally grateful.
It's really hard for kids during this time to stay home, to learn online. The Boys and Girls Club has definitely made an effort to still show their support for the kids.
This is a home base for us where so many needs can be met. When there weren't options presented by other entities or services in the community, I felt like the Boys and Girls Club offered that.
Being able to pivot so quickly from serving 200 or more kids every day to serving meals for families over the course of a weekend is a testament to the community partners and the service clubs and so many donors and volunteers who are willing to step in and help us immediately. Thank you.
There's not much like this left in the United States. I can't thank the club enough. I can't thank the supporters enough. What is so needed in society. Thank you guys.
Feels good knowing that people who don't even know my children are willing to make sure that they have a place to be. And I just want to say thank you so much to all the people that are supporting the Boys and Girls Club and the future generations.
So I just want to say thank you to all of the donors that provide an outlet for my children to experience through the club.
This year, we've had our challenges, probably more than any other year I've been on the board. And our mission's not complete. And we can do so much more. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is by asking our donors to help us even more.
Every kid is special. Over the course of time, we see them develop. We see that we're getting through to them. And when we can see them mature, we give them more and more responsibilities. We see they understand circumstances. And when you see that come to fruition and you see them learning and growing, it's true magic.